What's going on? Anthony M want to check in. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Anyway, I'm about to drop a video today with the latest news. Shannon Sharp. Yeah. Shit. I got to shave. Anywho, Shannon Sharp. Now, he's going through it. I wasn't in the room with him, so I don't know. The only thing I can speak on is that, he's 56 years old, and at the time, that young lady was 19. It looks like a setup. It sounds like a setup, to be honest with you. Especially when you hear the recordings, you know. Most people are saying Shannon Sharp should have known better. First of all, I don't even know why would you even want to deal with a young lady that young, 19? You know, and you're at age 56. Like, what kind of conversation is that? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, think about it. When I hear young people talk, going to the store, they annoy me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, like, you know what it is. At the bottom line, it's about sex. And the minute you don't pay, guess what? And the minute you do something that they don't like, guess what? This is what happens. And and you hear the recording. I don't know if you guys heard all of it, but it was one recording. Oh, I told you to wear a condom. And he put it in her butt. It's just, it's not looking good. So he had to step down for ESPN today. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. We'll see when all the evidence come out. But it sounds like, just me, just speculating. I wasn't there in the room. I don't know what happened. Speculating, I think he'll be okay. He probably, won't be, how can I put it? He won't go down for the essay, but also, from what I hear as well on the news and everything else, is that he tried to, pay the, hush money, like, yo, go away. But they were like, nah. And then that 100 million came through. They were like, oh, wait a minute. We want half of that. So who knows, bro? Who knows what's gonna happen to Sha Sha, But you gotta move different, man. When you become a certain age, and when you acquire certain resources, and I'm talking about financial resources, you gotta move different, man. You gotta move real different, and you gotta pick and choose your battles very wisely. Just because someone gets money doesn't mean that they, have it wise. You know, and looking back at Shannon Sharp's, Club Shay Shay interviews with Monique, the comedian Monique. She said it. She's like, hey, what are you doing running around with these young girls? She said it. She called it. She was like, yo, get yourself pretty much an old mammy that can cook and clean. Get yourself a fat woman and you'll be happy. These dudes, man, listen, to get your rocks off, I get it. That's why they call us men dogs. You understand what I'm saying? Because a dog can go anywhere and screw every, bitch in the neighborhood. And not have, give two F's about it. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta have discipline, bro. You gotta have discipline. He shouldn't be going through this. You get what I'm saying? You at ESPN, you got your shows on YouTube, you're doing good for yourself. Dude, man. I don't care how good you look. A young woman is not going to want an older man to be with, to hang out with. If they want something from you, think about it. A woman your age, now I'm 48. I'm married. I'm 48. Now, I would never date a woman no more than 10 years younger than me and no more than 10 years older than me. In other words, at 48, I'm like, he's 56. Even if you got a woman that was in her 30s and 40s, that's good. That's a young lady compared to you. You know what I'm saying? But I would never date a woman. I'm 48 now. So I would never date a woman past 58. And you got a lot of sexy, beautiful women out there that are older, believe it or not. And they take good care of themselves. And I would never date a woman younger than 38. Some exceptions, of course. 35, 30, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I would never go to 19 years old. Like 2 years out of high school. Maybe a year out of high school, depending on what her birthday is. It's crazy to me, man. Crazy. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, man. Peace out.